Hello and welcome back. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, Paint with Gloria. Now let's get started. Get your canvas ready because we're going to be painting a rose today. I did sketch my rose, so pick your rose and sketch it. Just make sure that it comes pretty close to this one. Here's a rosebud. Here's the full flower with a couple of leaves. What I did here in the background is just black acrylic with a little bit of mixture in here with some, because of the black was wet, so when I added some yellow, it gave it a tint of green. Added a little bit of red, so it gave you this effect like flowers in the distance. Blurry because you don't want any details here. I used white charcoal on the canvas. Once the black acrylic dried up, that's when I sketched it in. So do that, and then let's get back to it, and we'll start putting in the colors. Okay, welcome back. All right, now that we have our background dry, we have our flowers sketched, we're gonna start. I have listed supplies of colors and the brush you will be needing for this painting. We're gonna start in the center. This is the center of the rose. Outside of the petals. And then we're gonna work the inside, but we're gonna start by working the outside, just like that. We'll come in, add in the shades of darks and then the highlights, but this is where we're gonna start. Now, I personally love to sketch my flowers first. Every flower, it doesn't matter how many times I do, always comes out different. That's why I like to sketch them, because I like to come as close as possible. Now don't be surprised if every time you paint a rose, it comes out different, because that's expected. No two roses are gonna look alike. Playing with colors. You just keep playing with colors until you are satisfied. We're doing the outside. This is gonna take time. Flowers are not done in 1, 2, 3. It really takes time to do a rose. And if you see videos of artists doing a rose within maybe, 15 minutes? That's because they have experience. They probably have been painting a rose for years. So don't expect the same result. Just keep on painting. Time to do a pretty rose. You see it coming alive, little by little. And once you get the experience to make these roses, you can play with different colors, different shapes and sizes, different forms, facing the sun, facing the sunlight. What I'm doing is I'm painting all the petals, but also I'm shaping it. Shaping my rose. You have different shades of red here, light, but it all come together. And the color I have here is a mixture of red, black, white, and magenta. Very small amount of magenta. Use the tip of your brush and some of these are folded in. And if your chalk is showing through it, it's okay because they'll get covered. And if you notice your painting has the little holes of the canvas texture, it's okay. All you have to do is put a second coat once it dries, or wiggle your brush and you'll fill in. See, wiggle your brush, and that will fill in those little holes. It's the texture from the canvas. While it's still wet, just to kind of mix it in there. I'm just spreading that same color around. So all I'm see how little I pick up? I don't pick up much. So I want to add a little bit of black here. Now what I would like to do is I want to put in some dark shadows in here. Okay, so what I'm going to put in is some black mixed in with my mixture here. So I'm just going to pick up some black and mix it in with the color that I had mixed, which was the white, red. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter it in here. It helps a lot, like I said, when you sketch. I don't think I have done a rose unless I've been just playing with it. I don't think I've done a rose just right, jump right in there. I always sketch my roses. Okay, now I'm going to clean my brush. Now it's time for some highlights. So let's put in some highlights. The highlights will come in by adding some more white to my mixture. The mixture that I have there. You don't want to load it up. See, you don't want to load it up. What I'm going to do is while I have this brush, I'm also going to pick this one up and I'm going to scrape it in by pulling it down. That's all I'm doing is pulling it down. And we're going to continue this. And you notice I didn't go all the way to the tip. Just keep it right above it. Put a pretty highlight right here. This one seems to have folded over. So keep it folded over. Wiggle it because I can see the canvas through. And when you're blending, you always want to go towards the flower, the center of the flower. And if it's too bright, just keep pulling. You get that color that you're looking for. Here we're going to do the same thing. This one. pull. That will help a little bit of highlight on this. And remember, the reason I'm pulling this one now is because remember, the flower's going in. It's still going in like that. As if you're going under. It all depends on the stroke of your brush, whether it looks like it's under or over. So that's what you want to do. Let's put in how was the rose. If you say, oh, that's too bright, oh, that's okay. Just keep getting closer to the edge and keep pulling. And it'll take some of that brightness, that sharp color. Okay, where else do we have a little highlight? What about right about here? And remember, I'm using two different brushes. One is loaded and the other one is dry. It's because I just want to pull. Okay, let's see, where else can I, okay, maybe a little bit here. Pull, pull, pull. Let's see, maybe a tiny bit here, not much. And the reason I don't put all my highlights at the same time and then blend is because it will dry up on you. So I'd rather do one petal at a time. One petal at a time. Say this one is split. We're gonna do a little bit on, let's see, this one, let's do this one. I would like to put a little light right here. Now, let's see. Let's see, what we're going to do is we're going to, I believe I like it. I'm just gonna add a tip, a hint of highlight right there in the center. Just to kind of pull your eye right into that center. You don't want to overwhelm your flower with all highlights. Just a hint. Do the same thing for my rosebud. one more highlight to that. I'm gonna add some, okay, let's see. I'm gonna clean my brush. And I'm going to add a little bit of magenta to that mixture that I had when we first started, just to kind of add it right here. As well as here. What we're doing is we're adding darks to separate them. Let's see, where can we use more? Just jump around here and there. Okay, I think I'm not gonna push my luck. I'm gonna go ahead and start on the green. Okay, we're gonna use the same brushes. The only one I added was the liner. So the eyeliner is the only one I added to the new set to do this, finish the painting. Now we're gonna do the stem and we're going to do the leaves. This little speck. When that happens to you, something falls on your painting, don't try to pull it with your hands, your fingers. Either use a brush to scoop it up or tweezers, because you don't want to mess up your painting unless, of course, it's completely dry. Mine is still wet. So we're going to start by putting in the dark greens. So I'm going to use this one. It's my long, flat brush. So I'm going to take in some dark green with some light green. I'm going to mix them both. Pick up some green and mix it in with lighter green. Going back, mixing it in. And now you're going to apply it lightly, very lightly. Don't press too hard on your brush. Keep it light. Pick up some yellow. A little bit more green and put it here. Let's do this one first. You might want to just kind of wiggle, trying to shape that leaf. Fill it in. Move on to the next one. Same thing, make a mixture. Don't pick up too much paint. I'd rather you go back to the palette and continue picking up little by little instead of picking up a bunch. Now let's move on. I'm picking up a little bit of yellow ochre as well and mix it in there because I'm just looking for different shades of green, not all the same. I'm wiggling to get the paint off my brush. I'll flip this over a little bit just so that I can shape this one too. Connect them all. Yellow and a little bit of white mix into that yellow because I want the brightness. I want the same thing here. So we're going to do this. We're going to do the middle. A little bit of highlights to this side here, but not much. I'm going to blend it in with this one. I'm going to just add a little bit more on this one to make sure that they're connecting. Well, I say that this is good, it's wonderful, and I like it. If you want to, you go ahead and take your liner and highlight the edges of each petal, but that's up to you. I like the way mine looks. My sister will love this one because she likes Victorian colors, so I think this will work for her, so I'm gonna leave it just like that. I hope you guys had a wonderful time with me. I'll see you on our next adventure. God bless. Adios, amigos. Sign. Let's see. Let's sign it right here. It's 2020. How time flies.